So here we are, huh? Making a tier list all thanks to Joe motherfucking Biden. Can't wait to see this train wreck.
Bro, if you're not happy, you can always leave and hit up McDonald's like you always do. Might spare you the horror you're expecting.
Honestly, escaping to McDonald's sounds like a brilliant idea right now. It'd be a sanctuary from the disaster I'm about to witness here.
What a bitch. All right, let's start. Okay, well, I'll start with this weapon.
What the hell, Joe? The slugger in B tier? Are you out of your mind?
What? It's nothing special, just your average run-of-the-mill weapon.
Joe, that weapon literally makes you fly away and packs an insane punch. Like, this is probably the best shotgun in circulation right now.
Makes you fly away? What is it, a shotgun or a magic broomstick?
Don't play dumb, Joe. You know exactly what I mean. It's the kind of weapon that changes the game, puts the blast in blaster.
Yeah, sure, Barack, sure. I'll put that in B tier. Now, for the Liberator concussive, I say we put this in A because...
So beautiful. I come back only to witness something even more horrifying than I was expecting. The Liberator concussive in a tier, and the motherfucker slugger in B. Just wow, bro. Do you even play the game? Like, literally, are you high?
Welcome back, Donald. Miss us? Or did the scent of rational decision-making lure you back from McDonald's?
Rational? You wouldn't know rational if it came with a side of fries. Putting the Liberator concussive in A is like saying a chicken nugget is a full meal, and demoting the slugger, that's just sacrilege.
Well, if chicken nuggets were as impactful as the Liberator concussive, we might have something to talk about. But Donald, glad you could join us with your fast food wisdom.
Yeah, anyway, I put the concussive in D tier. That gun, its only talent is pushing people around. And let's be honest, both the damage and the push are weak. It's like it was literally made in China.
Bro, come on, you can't just dump the concussive in D tier. Since when did we start taking statistics so seriously?
Since the moment we agreed to live in a reality where facts and performance actually matter in a tier list, Joe. Don't start making tier lists if you're going to half-ass it or barely play the game seriously. You're like a big YouTuber who dabbles for 8 hours and then goes, oh, hey, look at me, I know the game, check out my tier list, haha.
Oh, so now I'm a YouTuber, huh? Well, technically I am, but still. Maybe I should start vlogging my descent. Day 1 of Donald's tyranny. The concussive isn't as bad as he thinks. Like and subscribe for more rebellious tier lists.
I'd subscribe to that. Joe's journeys where statistics meet stubbornness. Could be a hit, you never know.
All right, while you guys were deep in your fashion-forward weapon rankings, I took the liberty of placing the diligence in D tier.
Wait, what the fuck? Why? The diligence is easily B tier material. What gives?
Since I figured out that DMRs are basically designed for pussies and people who spend too much time pondering their life choices and identity, it's a precision weapon for folks who can't commit.
Bro, I thought we were basing this on statistics and facts. Since when do personality assessments factor into weapon tiers?
Well, technically it's a fact. DMR users do have a certain reputation, so it fits. D tier it is.
That's not how facts work, Donald. You can't just assign tiers based on your personal vendetta against DMRs. The diligence deserves better.
Why don't we just rank weapons based on whether they'd be good companions for a road trip? Sorry, can't bring the diligence. It never agrees on the music.
Actually, not a bad idea for a tier list. All right, the Breaker Incendiary. Let's settle on B tier.
Bro, that's an A. How are you not seeing its potential?
Now that's a C. It's all flash and no bang.
Well, guys, I'm going to be honest with both of you. You're actually both right, and that's exactly why I landed it in B tier. There are two types of play styles in Helldivers influenced by the mood of the player or their understanding of the game. With this weapon, you either go ham and wonder why it's not doing much damage, or you pace your shots and watch the bugs burn. It's not just about the hit, it's about the damage over time thanks to the fire.
So what you're saying is it's a weapon for thinkers, not spray and prayers?
Or it's for people who enjoy a nice barbecue, except the bugs are the ones on the grill.
Quite disgusting, actually, but yeah, it's the culinary approach to warfare. If you're impatient, you end up with raw meat, but get the timing right and you've got a gourmet meal, or in this case, a well-cooked bug.
All right, moving on to the slugger. For me, that's S tier. Incredible against bugs. Haven't tried it on the automatons yet, but against bugs and even the big ones like the Brood Commander, unmatched.
And don't forget, this baby can push enemies insanely hard. Good for those stalker encounters. I personally enjoy shooting their legs off, then aiming for the head. Depends on my mood, honestly. And Joe, before you even start, I know you'd have this in B tier if I wasn't here to set the record straight. Like, just acknowledge, the slugger isn't just a weapon, it's a statement. A statement that says, today I feel like obliterating bugs with style.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, moving on to the scythe, I think we're all in agreement that it lands in F tier, right?
Yep.
Sure. It does shoot laser, and it does damage just like every single fucking gun on this game, yes, but it's far from insane. Standalone, it's just not cutting it. It's like wearing a Chinese plate with no trauma pads. You ends up with 3 ribs broken.
Okay, let's talk about the Liberator. Gonna be straight with you. I spammed this weapon till level 30 without even looking at anything else. It's addictive, reloads quick, but it's not breaking any records. Feels like a solid B tier weapon to me.
I'll be honest, I splurged on the Super Citizen Helldivers edition, so my experience with the Liberator is pretty much limited to the tutorial. Talk about first world Helldiver problems, right?
Well, welcome to the club, Joe. I've used it beyond the tutorial, and yeah, it's fine. It's the vanilla ice cream of weapons. Nice, reliable, but you're not writing home about it.
Vanilla ice cream, huh? Guess that makes me a vanilla enthusiast. But Joe, missing out on the Liberator experience. Sounds like you skipped straight to the gourmet flavors.
Well, I've got nothing fancy to say here. It's a shotgun. What do we think, S-tier material?
Nah, it's more A tier, I reckon. Got nerfed and all that jazz. Some folks are calling it rubbish now, but let's be real, it's still solid. Just not S tier after the changes. I mean, it's good, but that's where it stops.
It's definitely a solid weapon, no argument there. But maybe it's just me. After you've logged enough hours with it, it starts to feel a bit monotonous. Like shoot, reload, repeat. Exciting at first, but then it's just another day at the office.
A tier it is then. It's reliable like an old truck. Not as flashy as it once was, but it'll get you where you need to go. And Joe, maybe you're just looking for a bit more excitement in your armory. That's fair.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
All right, what about the spray and pray? I don't use it, so someone's got to fill me in here.
Welp, it's nice, can wipe out a group of small to medium bugs easily. Not insane though, but definitely lacks at medium to long range. It's like you're practically inviting the bugs to a dance-off by putting yourself at risk.
A dance-off, Joe? That's one way to put it. Sounds like it's good for those who like to get up close and personal, maybe a bit too close for comfort.
So we're saying it's a weapon for the brave or the foolish?
Bit of both, I'd say. It has its moments, especially when you're swarmed and need to clear out pests fast. But yeah, don't expect to snipe anything with it. You'll be lucky to hit the broadside of a barn from a distance.
Sounds like a C-tier weapon to me.
Yeah, I honestly have no clue about it, so...
So what about the jar?
Well, it's pretty decent against the big bugs, I'd say. But if you're unlucky enough to get swarmed by a ton of bugs, well, I hope you're not wearing heavy armor so you can make a quick getaway.
I mean, I've never really seen anyone wearing heavy armor in this game, honestly. It's mostly light or medium. Running fast seems to be more in fashion than tanking hits.
All right, for the penetrator rifle, I'm placing it at least in B tier. The reason is in the name.
Because it penetrates? That's your metric now? Should we start ranking based on pun potential?
Donald, just because it sounds intimidating doesn't automatically make it a powerhouse.
But it's not just about the name. It does its job, pierces through the crowd. Sure, it's no miracle worker, but it deserves some respect. B tier for its straightforward, no-nonsense approach.
No nonsense? Sounds like it's more about the flair. Next thing you know, we'll be judging weapons by their cover art.
Wait, hold on. I think I made a mistake on that one. Now the SMG. Sure, it sounds cool when you fire it off, but the recoil is just awful, bro. And when you stack it up against other weapons, its place is pretty clear. It's all bark and no bite, big noise, small damage.
I mean, not gonna lie, I always thought this weapon had B-tier potential. It's got a certain appeal, despite its shortcomings.
The only thing appealing about it is the sound. After that, you're just left wrestling with it like it's trying to escape your hands. We might as well rank it based on its soundtrack rather than its effectiveness. You can literally compare this weapon with Donald.
Haha, yeah, of course, Joe. Anyway, I put that weapon in C tier and I will move that one in B tier. I just made a game with it and I agree it's not that bad.
So, what about the Scorcher? Personally, I see it as B tier against bugs, but S tier against automaton.
I mean, if it's S tier in one scenario, why not just give it the S tier overall? Consistency and excellence should be rewarded, right?
You know what? Barack's right. For me, this weapon's an A tier, but fuck that. Let's go with S. It's not often we find something that excels so distinctly in one area.
Really? We're just going to elevate it based on its performance in a specific situation? Seems like we're setting a new precedent here.
Come on, Joe, stop bitching.
So what about the SMG Defender, guys?
Well, that's simple. It's like the previous SMG, but on steroids and without all the bad stuff. Basically what the original should have been.
That's the most messed up example I've ever heard. It's like saying, here's a cake, but if you want it to taste good, you need the version we made with sugar instead of sand.
If we're comparing weapons to cakes now, I'm getting hungry. But back to the point, If the Defender fixes what the original SMG lacked, shouldn't that bump it up in our tier list?
You know what? All right, I put it in a tier instead of B tier.
All right, take the Punisher straight to A tier.
Ah, finally, Joe. You're starting to show some intelligence, or are you just cribbing notes from a YouTube video?
Bro, I'm literally trying out the weapon in-game while we're talking. No YouTube needed.
All right, for the sickle, I guess we can all agree it's a straight S tier, right?
Absolutely. Unlimited ammo, good aim, solid damage, insane fire rate, and the reload time is on point. Like, sorry, but if you don't see that as S tier, maybe take a leap of faith off your balcony.
What the hell?
It's the rare gem in our arsenal that shines bright in almost every situation.
Rare gem? More like the Swiss Army knife of destruction. And Donald, dark humor aside, it's just my way of emphasizing the sickle's undeniable superiority.
Let's make sure we're not overselling it. It's not like it makes cheeseburger too. All right, guys, next weapon. Quick explanation. It's basically a knockoff arc stratagem. My advice, don't even bother with it. We're looking at a solid C tier here. It might have potential, but the stats are just dog shit.
I like how you were energetic only to end up depressed.
Okay, I can't move my mouse for some reason. The Punisher Plasma is decent, especially for taking down big mobs. I've had some success using it against automatons from time to time. Quite good, but it's overshadowed by the Scorcher, I'd say. For that reason, it's landing in B tier for me.
Bro, I actually want to rig this whole tier list right now. This isn't shaping up like the tier list I envisioned. We're just tossing everything into B tier like it's a consolation prize.
Oh, you mean that monstrosity you were about to create? Trust me, this is a mercy compared to the chaos you had in mind. At least here we have some semblance of order. All right, people, tell us what you think in the comments and what your tier list looks like. Take care of yourself.